Simon, how are you doing today?
I'm very good, thanks.
Okay. Congratulations on the movie. I had a really fun time watching it.
Oh, great.
Looking back over IMDb, it's been 13 years for us, but probably longer for you since you've been involved in the X-Men universe. I know there's been a lot of changes for you. Obviously, it's your first time directing as well. But what do you feel has been the biggest changes since those 13 years, is looking at not even just X-Men, but the genre?
Well, I think, back then when I was first writing my first X-Men movie, which was probably, like you said, 15 years ago or so, it was a very new form. It certainly wasn't the dominant movie genre around. And over the years since then, there's got to be 25, 30, 40, superhero movies that have come out there. I almost said X-Men movies. It feels like that many for me. And the audience has just become more sophisticated, and as a result, the movies have become more sophisticated. And I think the biggest change is that the tonality of superhero movies or comic book-based movies is sort of anything you want it to be. It can be comedic, like Deadpool and Guardians of the Galaxy. It can be incredibly serious, like Dark Knight and Logan. It can be everything in between, like the Thor movies and Captain America. And the thing that I also love about this genre is that you can make genres within the genre. Like you can have a political thriller like Winter Soldier.
Yeah.
You can have a Western like Logan. You can have, in our case, to me, this is a psychological thriller with supernatural elements. X-Men First Class was a little bit of a spy movie. So I think, it really has evolved into being a much larger umbrella than it was in the past. And then obviously the other thing that has changed since then is back then you had movies primarily or entirely that were white male leads. Mm-hmm. And now you have movies that have female leads. You have movies like Black Panther that are predominantly or all black cast. It's just more inclusive. There's more variety in every way than we had back then.
One of the biggest changes I've noticed as well is that almost, I guess when it was starting off, there was the big actors would be like, oh, no. Like it was almost like TV years ago, where you're like, TV's not where the career goes. But now you can get someone like Jessica playing a fantastic villain.
For sure.
What was the deciding factor on choosing the character she was playing in this, and how you kind of fell into deciding she should play this character?
Well, I had worked with Jessica on The Martian, which I produced, and I'm a huge fan of hers, obviously, as an actress. She's one of the great actresses of our time. We became friends, and when I sat down to write this movie, I thought a lot about the villain story of the movie, I guess you could call it. I thought about Lilandra and the Shi'ar and the traditional version of the Dark Phoenix saga, and what I really felt more than anything is that what I wanted to do was tell Jean's story. I wanted this to be a more personal, intimate, emotional film than we'd ever done in the X-Men saga before. And I wanted to focus on that primarily, and then I wanted to focus on the people closest to her and their reaction to her losing control. And so I felt like doing the Lilandra story and the Shi'ar and all of that would take so much away from potentially take so much away from Jean's personal through-line story that I decided that I would create a sort of amalgam of different characters from the Dark Phoenix saga and the different iterations of the Dark Phoenix saga. So there's elements of Lilandra, there's elements of Mastermind, there's elements of Emma Frost. There's lots of different trace elements that fans will certainly be able to recognize. And so I wrote it thinking of Jessica for the part, hoping that she would do it. I sent it to her just directly because we're friends, and I said, look, it's the first time I'm directing. I want to do it with a bunch of actors who are my friends. All of the actors in the X-Men universe have become my friends over the last 10 years of making the First Class movies, and even Ty Sheridan and Sophie on the last movie, we all became close. And I wanted Jessica just because I felt like she would bring a sort of nuance and specificity and precision to the part that she does as well or better than any living actor or actress. And 2 days later, she wrote me back saying she loved it and she wanted to do it, which was great.
That's fantastic. I think she was fantastic in it as well.
Yeah,
definitely
thanks.
one of the better X-Men villains I've ever seen.
Ah, cool.
Simon, thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you.
Thanks,
Appreciate it.